How do you know if you are the chosen one? How do you know if you are a chosen one? What is a chosen one? Are there people that are, destined for greater things than the average person? I'm going to pose these questions in this video. My camera is actually charging right now, so I'm going to use my phone. The audio is not as good. Don't care. It's about the content. It's about, getting these messages out there, posing these questions, having this conversation. That's what matters. Time is of the essence, guys. I don't have time to charge that battery. You understand? This video is of greater importance than the amount of time that I would waste right there. Actually, that didn't make sense. Time is the greatest important thing that we have. It's the only thing that we have here in this physical reality. But we do have more than that. We do have our essence. We are eternal beings. But right now, we are in a limited space, and we chose to come here so that our unlimited nature can shine through in more what's the word, more valuable ways that we'll cherish more. It'll be more meaningful because of the limited nature of this reality. But pushing all that aside for a second, let's also push aside the question of is there a higher power? What is the purpose of life? Let's push that over to the side for a second. What I want to discuss in this video is how to know if you have a greater purpose. And in a lot of these videos, people tend to talk as if they know, as if they're certain on a higher level than most people, and they have this, knowledge, and everybody should listen to them. And that is a very manipulative thing to do because, guys, please understand this. Nobody knows anything. Oh, but if you drop a pen, it falls to the ground. We know that's gravity. And because we've done test A, B, and C, and we wrote down all the results of all of our experiments, and we wrote it down in a 700-page eloquently written book right here with words that you're probably not going to understand, but you can trust us because we cited other sources from other officials and authorities and scientists from places like Harvard and other prestigious places that we spent a lot of marketing dollars to build it up of importance inside of your mind to manipulate and influence and control you. You guys, not everything is a manipulative thing. Not everything is this, not everything is that. But I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, nobody knows true facts. Nobody knows anything. We are like blind people in a room feeling out the room, and we're like, okay, here's this, here's that. All right, we agree that this is that. We agree that money is important. We agree that, this does that, and especially in the medical, my dog's eating a bone over there. Especially in the medical world, we better know what we're talking about because every time we do a procedure, we want it to work the same way as it's worked before and change it up for different circumstances and different issues. So we are navigating our reality pretty well as humans, but we might not know exactly everything about what we think we know in exactly how it works. It may work, we may understand how to navigate it, but it doesn't mean we understand it. So pushing all of that aside, let's actually dive into this. How do you know if there is a greater purpose? How do you know if there's destiny? And is it fate? Is it destiny? Is there free choice? All of these questions you'll ask spiritual gurus, and each one will have a different certain answer. Each guru says the other guru is right or wrong, or they're a little right, but they're a little wrong. They throw poop in the punch bowl, metaphorically speaking, and they'll say these things, but they'll speak with their certainty, and they'll expect you to believe exactly what they're saying. I will say this: if you feel like you're somebody who has a higher intuition where you shouldn't be in a situation or some type of thing is hurting you, or in the back of your mind you're just doing something in order to make yourself greater, put yourself in a situation where you can grow better, or if you're somebody who can see the good in the bad situations, if you're the type of person who feels like they don't need anybody else outside of themselves to actually be happy, um, and if you're somebody who realizes at the end of the day there's no other greener pasture, if you feel like what you do in this life, um, with yourself, within yourself, how you feel is all that matters, then you're somebody who definitely is being guided by your either higher self or a force in the universe. Now, we don't know what any of that is or anything, but just like navigating in the dark, connecting all the dots, time and time again, these things have been seen in different cultures, different religions, different spiritualities, all these things, right? And but if it's not the Christian religion, or if it's not this religion, or if it's not this spirituality way of thinking, then it can't be for those people. No, we're all people. We're all people at the end of the day. We're all connected to the same source. We all came from the same source. There is no source that makes mistakes. I'll tell you that. There's no force out there that does things by random accidents or occurrences. Okay, everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people tend to think that we're here by accident. That's what they try to say with evolution, that it's just a process and it doesn't really follow any design. Uh, and that, to me, personally, doesn't really make sense for a lot of different reasons. But I will tell you this: at the end of the day, there is some sort of guiding, intuitive force in some people. And if you find that you are one of those types of people that doesn't really need to get from other people as much, doesn't really need to, chase validation and all these things. Sure, you might feel left out sometimes, whatever. But if you're the type of person who knew at the end of the day, you know, hanging out with these people will just make you lost. It'll make you get sucked into their energy. It'll take out your time that you had to think on your own to find inner peace. It would rob you of your inner peace. It would rob you of your time on this earth. And it wasn't worth it at the end of the day because money, sex, drugs, all these things you've probably done in a past life. You've been there and done that in your mind. You know every time you drink it'll be the same, guys. You know every time you have sex it'll be the same, guys. It's just a wet hole. It's just a liquid fucking shot of fireball that's gonna make you feel, a little bit tipsy. Whatever you describe, your experience of tipsy, it's going to be the same way you describe every time. Oh, but the scenarios are different, and the way that you know why people get addicted to Seinfeld? You know why people get addicted to shows like Gilmore Girls or like any of those shows? Watching role-playing games on Twitch, whatever. It's because it's a bunch of nothing that happens over and over in different ways, and it's endless, and it can go forever, and it's mind-numbing, and it has no purpose and no point, which can take you away from, the thought of, hey, does this life have a point? Does this life have a purpose? And it can put you into a hypnotic state where it lulls you into this state of indifference and not caring, and you just can actually let go and get a dirty high of, being like everything's okay. And it's an endless loop of entertainment. You understand? And that's why people get addicted to those things, and it never ends, and it keeps going, and it cycles and it cycles. And that right there is the reason why, people try to forget their purpose here. People try to numb themselves with these things. That's why they feed it to us. That's why we've been brainwashed into being consumers over and over and over again. All the seasons, October. It's in October right now. Halloween coming up. All the movies that come out. I'm in marketing, so I see it when I watch the trends, and I see it every year. They relaunch the same campaigns. They just change it a little bit. They just change it a little bit, and then they keep people that are not ready to wake up by the balls. And I do think that every person has an ultimate purpose, legacy, goal. Their soul came here to be great, and they will find it in some life, whether it's not this life, whether it's the last life, whether it's the next life. They'll find their greatness eventually. All I'm talking about is if you're the chosen one in this life, how do you know if it's your time to either rise or descend? Descending is what the elites do, or the rulers of each planet, or not planet, but plane. They get a hold of the knowledge, they hoard the knowledge, they do whatever it takes to, better themselves, rise themselves, gain their knowledge of technology and influence over a population, suck the resources out of them, channel it into their goal in order to go to the next plane, which is further away from creation, if you will. It's they want to venture out further into the universe because they're younger souls, and that's descending. That's I don't want to say words that'll get censored in this video, so let's just say the elites. That's what they plan to do when they say they're going to Mars. They're gonna go venture out and go to the next plane, extraterrestrial plane. Over. It's just over. It's not out there. It's not up out there. It's just over. All right. And there's gonna be a time when they get through and over, and they're ready to bring a lot of things through, almost like a Stargate or a portal, if you will. And that's when they're going to go that way, and other people are going to go the other way. They're going to, be the balancing act here, if you will, and some people are going to ascend even higher. But knowing what, your purpose is here in this lifetime, if you're chosen for greatness, it really comes down to your intuition, guys. It really comes down to your intuition. Are you the type of person that, at the end of the day, your feelings just guide you? And today, I was actually tested by the universe, where I was shown the exact perfect thing on a story on Instagram. Like, it was actually Messenger. But, if you're watching these Instagram stories, 10 years ago, we never felt, FOMO, the fear of missing out. Now with these Instagram stories, these whatever stories, we're killing ourselves, basically, with the over comparisons of other humans, and we're giving our energy away. But anyways, I saw the perfect thing set up, where it was like a girl I had a crush on when I was 14, like my first ever crush, was with this kid that, who kind of took over the place where I used to be social, and he became like the alpha there, while I just started, doing my hustle and focusing on myself. He kind of took it over, and I saw him with that girl, and it was supposed to make me jealous, right? It was like the universe showing me, dude, you're ready now. And I saw it, and it, I didn't feel anything, guys. I didn't feel any negative emotions. For a second, I was like, I'm supposed to be mad, right? I could tell that my old self was like, Daniel, aren't you supposed to be jealous and mad at this? React to this. And I was trying to react, but I wasn't feeling anything. And I was like, why am I even trying? It's almost like we think something is wrong with us when we are not upset at it, the things that should make us upset. And why do we do that? Guys, it's because we want to feel important. It's the same reason why we want validation. It's the same reason why we all have the drive to be significant. That's why we're addicted to our pain, guys. That's why a lot of people are depressed these days and addicted to their pain, because they want to feel like they matter, like they're important. Their ego saying, well, there has to be something that I can be upset about. And it all stems from a fear of not stepping into your true potential. Because here's the key, right? In every lifetime, in every generation, in every cycle, if you will, there is an evil force and a good force, or whatever force, if you will, and there's a balance hanging in limbo, and we do all have this feeling inside like something ominous might happen, like something is lurking in the dark, watching us, ready, plotting to hurt us, because there is. And here's the thing: we all have the power to stand up and fulfill our, purpose here in this life, and that's when we feel the most safe because we are fulfilling our purpose here, and we'll be able to move on, and we didn't waste a lifetime. You understand? So what happens is when we feel these fears and our ego tries to scream out at us, it's actually kind of like our higher self trying to give us a little tap on the shoulder, like, yo, dude, look how you're acting right now. You're showing signs of fear. You're in fear because you're not on your purpose, and you're not being your true higher self for your full potential. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, so getting back to the structure of this video, how do you know in this life? Well, it really, really comes down to, dude, do you feel like you're doing something wrong when you're wasting time? Or is this life just about like having fun and just fucking around for you? If it is, then that's your purpose. Go fuck around, because our soul is supposed to have some lifetimes where we can just chill and just vibe and just fuck and just drink and just smoke. It might be your lifetime to fucking do that. I don't know. If that resonates with you, I don't think you would be this far into this video. So I don't think it resonates with you. And so if you're still watching, I have a very good, feeling inside that you are somebody who, is trying to better themselves, and it is because you have an intuition inside that's telling you you are a chosen one in this lifetime. And whether that's to be good or evil it's not really a question. What's a question is you're supposed to definitely have an impact on the balance, whether that's left or right in this lifetime. Now, that doesn't mean to react to the polarity. It means to stay higher, stay wise, stay above it all, right? But to keep pushing towards that direction that you feel inside intuitively, that pull, and be pulled towards your destiny, guys. And that doesn't mean that there's a fate and whatever. You still have a choice. You can ignore it, and you'll just have to wait another life. But if you feel that pull strong, and I'm telling you, you felt it last life. We feel it every time. And if you're still here and you're still feeling that pull, that means that last time you didn't go all the way. And a lot of people don't go all the way. It's like people go to very uncomfortable places, and then they just carve out another comfortable place inside that uncomfortable place. Example would be David Goggins. He's very comfortable with being the guy who makes himself uncomfortable and makes other people uncomfortable. He's very comfortable, but he just carved out a new comfort for himself. Immortal Technique put out all these songs. I thought we were going to have a revolution in 2012 because of Immortal Technique. Now he's just, doing his shows, making a little money, probably fucking a little bit of groupie pussy here and there, probably a lot, getting very comfortable, probably not practicing semen retention, very comfortable, money coming in, and then we'll see what happens. I hope I'm wrong. I like challenging people, but yeah. So at the end of the day, guys, it's your decision. It's up to you in this life or not. You can be totally certain, and it still doesn't happen, right? That's what faith is. You just keep believing regardless. You just hold tight. Well, I say it like this: if you have a complete certainty that you know that this lifetime is your lifetime, and you're one of the chosen ones in this lifetime, and and no matter what, it's gonna happen, no matter what. Well, guess what? You think you can will your way past the universe? You think that your will is God's fingers, and you're moving, and you're in control here? You can be stripped away of your power and taught a lesson. Let go. Be humble in the universe, even if you know I'm talking like Jocko right now. Even if you know, it can not happen. Be okay with that. But still, 100% stay true to what you feel inside for this lifetime. Alright? And that's the answer that I got from me to give to you. Cool? Alright, peace.